every time Jaylen Brown has a good game and we don't spend time on Jaylen, people get mad. So Jaylen Brown had a good game. Let's spend some time on Jaylen, okay?
Oh, you're going to do it like that?
No,
You're going to do it like
that. Shots went down, and that's what you want to see. And I got no problem with that. I'm not making an issue. It's one of those games where he shot a friggin' ton of threes, and thankfully they went in. What else did you like from Jaylen's game?
Well,
beyond historic amount of threes.
Let's say this. There's still that elite level upside with him. And some people thought that this early portion of the season from him was fluky. They kind of regressed back to what he is. And you saw that from a 2-point percentage. You've said it all season, John, that what he was doing early this year from deep two, mid-range was as good as anybody's ever started a season from that spot on the floor. So that was going to come back to earth a little bit. But the three-point shot is fantastic with him. Great base. Movement off the ball tonight. This was almost like one of his playoff games last year where he had to be an elite player off the ball, and he's not getting as much touches on it now, and he made the most of it in a game like this.
Yeah, and I thought a lot of what he did tonight, or today, I should say, actually came in the flow of the offense. I didn't feel he forced a ton of shots. He did once he got cooking a little bit. He definitely jacked some threes he should not have been jacking, but he was feeling it. The thing I like about Jaylen is that the more we see him play, the more we see him grow, the clearer it becomes that when you talk about the future of the NBA, particularly when you talk about two-way players, there is no two-way player in the game that has as much upside at this point as Jaylen Brown. To me, he's a guy that has already proven himself to be an all-star, and yet there's still several levels that he still can get better at.
I'm close to taking that two-way moniker away from him until he starts playing better defense.
He was good today defensively.
Better today.
That block and then
when they go to Milwaukee, he'll impress you.
He's got to earn that two-way tag.
He's saving that for the Milwaukee trip. But yeah, that third quarter went a long way. I don't know if without Jaylen catching fire the way he did, this thing would have went down to the wire. It would have been a nail biter. And flip a coin, and that's who wins it. That's been the case with the Celtics team. Doesn't matter who they're playing against. So obviously, what Jaylen did went a long way, especially in that third quarter. I like it better when Jaylen has a better view of the way the defense is approaching him, and I think he had that going today for sure. A lot of the times, I feel like he puts blinders on, and you know what? I don't mind it a lot of the time when he's in attack mode, but sometimes when he's trying to dribble through three defenders and he's trying to find, kick the ball out with only 2 seconds left on the shot clock. That's what drives me crazy. That's how you get blown out against the Milwaukee Bucks. Like that, those sort of turnovers, sloppy plays, that'll get them going real quick on the other end in transition. So I just don't want to see that again. I'm looking at these games and I'm thinking about Milwaukee at the same time. I'm looking at their approach to these teams, and I'm like, man, if they do that against Milwaukee, like that's been my ongoing thing right now for this game, and of course for tomorrow night and this back-to-back.
It's gonna be a big series.
It's a big series. It really is. And now this back-to-back stretch, it's a good way to sort of get, I shouldn't even say that. It's not a good way to gauge where the Celtics are at, but it's a good way to compare what you should do against the Bucks and what you cannot do against the Bucks.
Yeah, no, these 5 games and 7 nights, I think it is, are going to determine this season, where they look seed-wise, what direction they're going to take as a team, and then, of course, the trade deadline. I don't think the next 3 or so games left are going to, signal to Danny, we're making a trade. If we win them all, we're not doing it if we don't win it. I think it's going to be judged largely by what's out there and the price and all that stuff. But
second Bucks game, they might miss some players.
I think after the 2 Milwaukee games, there'll be sellers, and Brad will be boarding a plane to Bloomington.
Oh, you still on that, John? No,
you and Brad.
No.
I told you, John, there was a better chance of Barnes having a press conference that he's a Celtic than Brad having one that he was Indiana on Friday.
I still think it's not decided.